Hey, I'm Jayla, and this is Talking with Jay. This is my official first podcast video. I have a page on Instagram and soon to be on TikTok where I'm interviewing people, and that's kind of been the premise of Talking with Jay. But originally, I wanted this platform to be a safe place for me to video diary. I've personally been into podcasts for about a year now, and a lot of them have really changed the way that I think and even perceive a lot of things. Some of my favorite podcasts have been the Mel Robbins podcast, The Wizard Liz, Aware and Aggravated, and On Purpose. All of the podcast recommendations that I could possibly give you are all self-help. And I'm not licensed by any means to give you therapeutic advice. But what I can do is live my experiences and share them and what I've learned from them. And I've been waiting to do this because I've been trying to find the right time. To be completely honest, there's never going to be a right time. There's never going to be a perfect time. I remember a quote that says, "It will never be the perfect time, but you can make the time perfect." And that might not be exactly it, but you get the premise of it. I was waiting to start this podcast because I have a room in my house I haven't utilized yet that I want to make a podcast room. And I wanted the setup to be perfect and I wanted to have the right time to do it, but I'm not waiting anymore. And that brings us to what today's episode is about. Stop waiting for the unwritten. I'm so done waiting for the timing to be perfect to start this, and it's crazy because I procrastinated that. But how I even came up with this topic was something completely different, and it all kind of just ties together. So let this be your sign to stop waiting. And by the end of this episode, you should have a little more clarity on that. Please take everything I say with a grain of salt. Like I said, I'm not some professional. And to be completely honest, no, I didn't do good in school, but I am forever a student of life and I can only teach what I have learned. So let's talk a little bit about your unwritten. And what I mean by that is a job or a person, an opportunity or a miracle, something that you are waiting for, something you are waiting to quote unquote change your life, something you are waiting to level up, or something you've put this topic on such a pedestal that now you are waiting. And you're living every single day waiting for this thing to happen, waiting for this opportunity, waiting to get that job. There is so much resistance that you are building towards the thing that you want. As someone who has been fascinated with manifestation, the number one thing that I've learned and can say is you will never, ever get the thing that you want when you have a lack mindset. You build more resistance the more you cling onto this thing, the more you wait for this thing. And even if you get really close, you won't get it because you were never supposed to. You weren't supposed to travel to that place. You weren't supposed to meet this person. Your life wasn't meant to change that day, overnight. The true art of manifestation is knowing what you want, working for it. And if the universe lets it be, that is the magic that happens. It's outside of you. And look, I do believe there's power in writing things down and visualizing and seeing. But girl, let's be honest. If you want that job and you're sitting there writing, I got this job a million times, and it doesn't happen, then you're like, oh, manifestation doesn't work. This is stupid. See for yourself the action of not waiting around and working on what you can control. And that is one of the biggest lessons I have learned over the past 2 years. I'm gonna get into a little bit about that by telling you a little bit about me. I've already introduced myself to you, but just in case this is our first time meeting, I am a pretty much full-time content creator. I am an actress, and recently, since last year, I am an artist. All three of the careers that I'm in have made me feel like I am waiting for something. And it wasn't until really recently that I decided I don't want to feel like that anymore. And I bet you're thinking, okay, well, what did you do? Did you quit your job? No. No, I completely shifted my mindset, and I am going to show you what I did. I just want to give some context about what I was waiting for. Let's jump into it. I started acting when I was 15 years old, 14, either 14 or 15. I wasn't given a natural talent for acting. That is something I've had to build up and work with coaches on and learn through auditions. The first 2 years that I began my career, I began auditioning immediately. I found a talent agency that wanted to work with me, and I was auditioning for anything and everything that I could get my hands on. It doesn't matter if I did not look the part. It doesn't matter if I didn't even like the show, the movie, the whatever. I was auditioning because in my head, if I auditioned for everything, they couldn't turn me down for everything, right? I'm doing like 10 auditions every 2 weeks. Like, gotta get at least one of them, right? They really crushed my ego in the beginning, and even towards the middle. I would feel that I did so good at something and I would submit it and I'd be so excited about it and I wouldn't hear anything back. And for a kid starting out in such a huge industry, it did make me feel like, man, is this like the right move? Should I be doing this? Yeah, it hurt my ego, but I kept going. I kept working. I kept auditioning, and then one day I had just turned 16. I booked my first indie movie. If you don't know what an indie movie is, it's a low-level production movie. You're not going with like a Netflix or a Paramount or Hulu. Like, you have a stricter budget, and hopefully your indie movie can go to a festival and then get picked up on some form of platform. That's my dog. My movie actually went to a festival and it is now on Apple TV. And I'm forever grateful for that experience. It taught me so much. I got to work with so many incredible people and just build memories that I won't ever forget. Being on set, playing a character that I became obsessed with. After day 1 of working, I literally told everybody I knew. I was like, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. This is what I'm gonna do and nothing is gonna stop me. I don't care. I don't care. This is what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure I only filmed for 2 weeks for that movie. I don't know. I think it was like 2 weeks. It's funny because I go back now and I'm like, oh, I can't watch that. Like, because I was so new. A lot of actors cannot watch their craft because they kind of cringe at it. But because that was my first experience, I was really hard on myself. And even now I'm like, I don't want to watch. But I'm so proud of the movie. I'm so proud that I did that because it really opened my eyes to really just see what I wanted to do in this world. That movie will always have a special place in my heart because it was the start of my real passion and what I wanted to do. You can actually find that movie and go watch it. It's called 1-800-HOT-NIGHT. And like I said, it's on Apple TV. But that was the start of it, right? Coming right off of that movie, I was like, okay, project over. Gotta get back on the next one. Like, what are we doing next? Like, another movie, like whatever I could get my hands on, I was auditioning. And it really broke my heart because a year had passed and I still had not booked anything. I was getting coaching and I was going to auditions, and after every single one, I started to feel like maybe it was pointless. Maybe everything that I was doing, all the time and energy I had been putting into this one thing, because it wasn't going my way, that it was pointless. I actually remember like crying to my mom a lot and just being like, I don't understand, like, what can I be doing better? Like, I don't get it. I feel myself getting better at this. I'm watching it. I'm having coaches watch it. I'm having my family watch it. Everyone can tell me that they can see that I'm getting better. And I've had so many auditions that year that were like, man, like, you were great for that. I don't understand how you didn't get that. And I would just be like, yeah, me neither. I don't get it either. I actually started to get really, really annoyed by the whole thing. And then my junior year of high school started. I was in school all day, and then I would come home and I was still auditioning for stuff, but nothing was really sticking. And so I actually started looking for jobs. I almost did an internship at a hair salon. I went to apply for a job to be a seamstress. I was just looking for stuff. And I kept auditioning in the process of everything. I kept having this feeling in my chest that was like, I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know where, but I feel in my bones that something is going to happen for me. And one day I got an audition, one of the biggest auditions I had done, and it was for a Walking Dead spinoff. I read the character and immediately I got attached to it. But sometimes you read something and you just relate to them on a very personal level. Becoming them feels easier. But I got this audition and it was crazy because I actually got the audition premature, meaning I got it before there was a script. I was auditioning for something that didn't have a script. I don't know how my agent at the time pulled strings to do that, but he kind of made shift an audition for me. He found a monologue. I don't know where. I never even looked up where it was from. This monologue was 9 minutes of me talking. And I've always been great at memorizing lines. But damn. So anyways, there was no script. I went in and I filmed this audition with my coach. We sent it in. And like part of me was like, okay, what if they are gonna turn back and be like, we didn't give you a script yet. Why? What is this? But another part of me was just really proud of the monologue that I did. So I was like, damn, like they're gonna see me like be like, wow, like she can. So anyways, I sent in that audition. 2 days later, I get a call back. They revealed to me that the name of the series is called Fear the Walking Dead. At this time, I'm 17. I'm 17. I'm pretty sure this was my second callback that I had ever had. And I was all nervous. These callbacks, because of COVID and everything, had been changed from in-person callbacks to Zoom callbacks. At the time, I was like, whatever, like, it's probably better to do it in my house and like feel comfortable. Now I'd rather go in person. I'd rather meet you. I would. I don't care. I have too much confidence. I would love to talk to you. So I did that audition and I remember being so nervous, like my hands were shaking. And I met with all of the producers and I think 2 of the directors, and they had me run the scene one time. Literally one time. As an actor, a lot of the times you'll get callbacks and they'll have you do it a few different ways or they'll have you take some notes. I read everything one time and they were like, great, thank you, J-Lo, like we appreciate it. And I was like, okay. Like I felt good doing that, but they didn't say much. I just went about my day. I think I had to go to the mall with my mom that day. And I remember looking at my mom and being like, what if they tell me I got the job today? Screw waiting a few days. What if they call me today? My mom was like, yeah, maybe, but don't get your hopes up because that doesn't really happen. Calling you the same day you did the callback? I came home from the mall. I sat on the couch and my mom comes running out of the room and she said my agent was on the phone. She gave me the phone and he told me that I got the role. Freaked out. And when you book something that's kind of your first like big thing, you have this unrealistic expectation that's like, wow, like my life is set. Like it's gonna be Hulu, it's gonna be Netflix, it's gonna be HBO Max, and you're gonna see me everywhere. I'm gonna be on Billboard. A lot of that was what I kind of expected coming off of doing Fear the Walking Dead. I had the best time filming that and it gave me my start. And even now I'm still like, oh, I can't watch that. but I'm proud of it because it came from me. I did that. And there was so many girls that auditioned for that, like hundreds of girls, and they loved me. And that made me feel very special. I was auditioning coming off of the show and I started to get bigger projects. I started to get auditions for bigger things, lead roles, and just things that I would want, things that were exciting, and I started to attach myself to all these characters. Then another year went by. I finished Fear when I was 18, and I didn't work again until I think I was 19 when I had started the next project. So if you're not picking up on it right now, it's been a year in between each project that I have done. And for the longest time, I was like, I'm only an actress. Like, that's all I can do. Like, I don't know what else to do. Like, this is what I want to do with my life. And it's not happening consistently or at the rate that I expect it to be right now. And after Fear, I was just feeling empty again. There had been a year between every project that I had done so far. And now I was currently waiting for the next project. I decided I was no longer going to wait for that to happen, and I was going to start getting my foot in the creative door however I could. I decided that I was an artist. And I was. And no one was gonna tell me that I wasn't. I started taking voice lessons. I started learning piano, which I still need to learn piano. But I wrote my own songs. I got them produced. And I shot 2 music videos. I was like, if I can't act right now, I'm gonna sing. I think that started to put me back on my feet and give me more purpose. For so long, I had felt like I was just an actress. Like, what else am I gonna do? I'm an actress. Singing kind of put that purpose back into my life, because I've always been creative my entire life, and I've written songs since I was little. I've danced since I was little. I've always been performative. And I think that's why acting has always just kind of stuck with me. But I kind of threw myself into the music industry for how I could at the time. I have 3 songs out right now, and music is still a big part of my life. Me and my fiance just moved into a new house, so I haven't been able to get back out there to LA and, finish my EP that's coming out. I had to put a tiny pause on music because me and my fiance were saving for a house, and that process was a little shaky, and now we're here, and it's great, and I can get back to music as soon as I possibly can. But in the meantime, I was like, okay, if I can't go out to LA right now and I can't make music, I have to do something else creative. And so I created Talkin' with Jay. And I started to work for Jake Paul's company, Most Valuable Promotions. I'm still with them, and I have a lot of fun interviewing. It's a different kind of creative outlet for me. It's fun writing questions and researching athletes and, just getting different perspectives on everybody. I still had this desire to make this into a podcast, just because I had been listening to so many podcasts myself, and while I was listening, I could have been creating. So I was like, okay, eventually I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna sit down and do it one day. I just need to have some time. I need to get my setup right. No, I'm not doing that anymore, because it's been months and I said I was gonna do it. So I'm doing it right now. I started working with them when I was 19, which right before that, I was still 19, right before, like, the beginning, I booked my first comedy movie. That still has not dropped, but it's gonna be great. It's really funny. I had so much fun filming that. But after that project was over, I kind of started to feel that, man, like, what am I supposed to do now? Energy. I sat back and I realized what I had created, everything that I had created. I now have a platform, okay? I am an influencer, I'm a content creator, and I'm an artist, and I'm an actress. I now have 4 different careers that I can split myself into and throw myself into work whenever I can. The whole purpose of me telling you this long story short story long story is because whatever you are waiting for, you could put all of that energy into building yourself in the ways that you can control. So in everybody's lives, there's a goal. There's one thing that they're like, this is it. Okay, I'm gonna get this. If you can work on everything you can surrounding that thing, not because of that thing, but building yourself up around what you want, that goal, you become a natural magnet for that thing. I decided I was an artist, and now guess what? Now I'm doing auditions where I have to sing for it. Had I not taken voice lessons, I would not be getting these auditions because my agency would not send me them. Or even the other way around, I'm very comfortable on camera because I'm an actress. Because not only when I'm acting, am I acting for the camera, but I've got 500 people behind the camera staring at me. So it works both ways, And whatever your thing is, work around it. This is silly, but let's say you want to plant a garden in your backyard. Step 1 is not, let me plant a garden. Step 1 is, let me make sure my lawn is under control. Let me make sure my backyard is well taken care of. The grass looks nice. The flowers, the bushes, everything is healthy and not dying. It's my reminder to water our trees in our backyard. Let me start researching the kind of plants and veggies and fruits or whatever I want to plant. Step 1 is not the garden. It's kind of the same concept. Like, step 1 is not do the audition. Step 1 is learn your lines. Step 2 is, what does this character wear? Step 3 is, how does this character act? And what secrets do they have? What values do they have? How do they talk to people? It's figuring out the character. So if you cannot do the thing you want right now, take all the steps necessary, because that will just prepare you and propel you forward towards that thing that you want. And it will change your dynamic, so much, because you'll be busy doing X, Y, and Z instead of just focusing on plan A. Yeah, I mean, booking a TV show right now or a movie, like, that would have to be the focus. But until I get that offer, I've got shit to do. I can't commit myself to something that isn't real right now, right this second. You need to stop acting like that thing is the center of your universe. You are in a lack mindset. You're just building resistance, because when you say it's this thing or nothing, until that thing comes, you're probably gonna be fucking miserable, you know? You're missing everything that the universe has to possibly offer you when you say, oh, I don't want all that. No, thank you. I want this thing. The universe is like, okay, well, how are you gonna get ready for this thing when you don't want everything I'm trying to show you? How am I supposed to prepare you for the very thing that you want when you're not taking the steps necessary to prepare? That thing that the universe is trying to get you into and show you, and oh, you're really good at it, is gonna help you for the thing that you want. But you're so blindsided by, oh, I don't need that, I want this thing. How are you supposed to get that thing? Really has changed my entire mindset, because I now see every audition as the job. Every audition is a step forward. Every audition prepares me for a new character. Every audition prepares me for a situation that might happen in an audition. You know what I mean? Like, there's things that I'm getting prepared for my next big job. Like, yeah, I might really like a character and I might audition for the character and I'm like, man, I really, really want this. But maybe that character has a quality that a future character I am playing has, and I'll be able to tap into the things that I put in my back pocket because of that. Number one advice that I could give you, that I have learned, is what is meant for you will find you. You can't mess it up. You cannot even self-sabotage it. What is meant for you will find you. And when you think something's meant for you and it doesn't happen, it wasn't meant for you. You weren't supposed to go there. You weren't supposed to meet them. You weren't supposed to get that job. You were not supposed to do all of that shit. You were not supposed to. All of your unwritten, you are stressing about. And it shows. And the universe sees all of that. The universe is looking at you like, yeah, dude, I knew you weren't ready. I knew you weren't ready for that thing, because if you were ready, you wouldn't be acting like this. Start to pick up on it now. The universe does have a plan for you. Or God. Let me not, like, whatever you believe in. Whoever your creator is, they have a plan for you. You cannot mess it up, okay? So stop trying to fit in a box that you are just too good for. Or stop trying to fit into a box that you are not ready for. Because when you're ready for it, it will happen. I auditioned for something that hundreds of girls could have gotten, and oh, maybe they were cuter, maybe their voice wasn't as deep, or maybe they were shorter, or maybe... Guess what? I got it. And nothing could have possibly changed that. So stop waiting for what you want and start going after everything that you want to do. That thing will come, okay? And if it doesn't, something greater will come from it. I have listened to so many podcasts on this same topic, okay? But I've really just formed my own opinion in the sense that just get to work on what you can work on. That's what's really helped me. And I, as a person right now, I'm doing everything I possibly can to move forward. Stop focusing on what you don't have and start realizing what you do and what you can have. If you don't level up, how are you supposed to succeed? How are you supposed to do that? This is not to yell at you, okay? I myself, okay, have been a victim to being negative and feeling like, oh, well, this thing's not gonna work out, so I don't wanna, and I only want this thing and I don't want anything. I get it. I have been there. I've been very upset over this same topic. And I really wanted this house, but really, because you hated that kitchen, you just liked the bathroom. Like, when it's supposed to work out, it's going to work out exactly how it's supposed to. You weren't supposed to be in that house. You fucking hated the kitchen. I just said that. You weren't supposed to book that role. You didn't even really like the director. You got cheated on? That really sucks, but I don't think your future partner would cheat on you. So looks like you weren't supposed to be with them. Your trip got canceled? Shit, like, that really sucks. What if you would have died there? Like, you never know. So stop trying to force what's not supposed to happen. Because the more you force it, not only are you building resistance, you are raising the probability for something to go wrong. Because you are looking at it like it has to go this way. So when things don't go that way, you're like, oh, shit, everything's like it's not how, like, you're stressing yourself out. Miracles do happen. You just have to make them work. You have to do your part and then let the universe work its magic. That's all you can do. That is all you can control. Keep being you. Work on everything you want to work on. Go do that thing. If that happens, it'll happen. Go do that thing. Or maybe you're like me and you want to start a podcast and you're just worried like, oh man, I don't have the right setup. I don't have the right time. Like, man, I only have like an hour and a half to fit. Just do it. Just do it. You want to do it. right? So do it. And if you feel like you can't do it, start planning for it. Start watching other podcasts and figure out what you want to do. There's always something that you can do to prepare yourself for the thing that you want. How I like to think about it is the more life experience you can get, the more you'll be pushed towards what is really meant for you. Because you're learning more. When you're learning more, you're growing more. You're stepping into the version of yourself that you need to be. So that thing you really want, you need to be a certain version of yourself to get. Now there is a flip side of things where you get something and you're like, oh, like imposter syndrome, like I feel like maybe I'm not like supposed to be here. Fuck all of that. Like I said, if it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. You might be the version of yourself now and something happens for you, some opportunity, and you're like, oh wait, like I don't know if I'm ready for this. Fuck that. Yes, you are. Because it happened. If it wasn't supposed to happen, it wouldn't have happened, but it happened. Stop clinging onto the thing that's not serving you at this moment. Stop clinging onto that job. You haven't gotten it yet. What's the point? You're stressing yourself out. And whenever you feel yourself start to do that, pull back. That's it. Whenever I catch myself, and I'm guilty, I have still done stuff like this. Sometimes I find a project and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love the cast. I love the director. Let me look everybody up on IMDb. No, why would you do that? You haven't booked it yet. Because you know what happens? You find someone that got the opportunity that you did not. And you start to kind of internalize everything. You're like, oh shit, like maybe I should have worn my hair down for that, or maybe I should have gotten a tan, or did she have more emotional depth than me? Is she better than me? The answer is no. She was supposed to get that. I really pride myself on being a positive person, and it's really hard sometimes, really hard. If you can kind of shift gears and realize that it's not your fault, you won't feel that negativity. You weren't supposed to get that because you weren't supposed to get that. Not because you weren't pretty enough. Not because the way you spoke. Not because you wore a stupid outfit for that audition. Like, it all starts with how you're viewing things. Stop waiting for the unwritten. I can't say much more than that. I cannot make it click for you unless you try to see it for yourself. Because that's what it took for me, you know? Like, I can listen to a million podcasts and like people can tell me, but it won't matter until you really see it, does it? Try to apply it to the next situation you come up where you're like, man, like I want this one thing, and this one thing only, and I'm gonna not be happy if I don't get this one thing. Let's stop and go with the root. You have an opportunity. You want that opportunity. All you can do is give yourself to that opportunity and let the universe handle it. Okay? Then go about your business and do everything that you want to do. We as humans sometimes we're like, okay, I want this opportunity. And when I get this opportunity, I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to travel. I'm going to hang out with my friends. I'm going to feel like so happy. Start living like you have that thing. Why does it take that thing for you to start enjoying X, Y, and Z? Start romanticizing all of your life, not just that opportunity. And if it happens, amazing. I'm happy for you. And if it doesn't happen, oh well, on to the next. I got shit to do. You got shit to do. You're not waiting for anything. You're busy. You should go do everything that you want to do before you start internalizing not getting that thing. Because not getting that thing is a fraction of the things that you are going to get. I might not get this job, but everything that I'm doing for all of my other careers, all of my other hobbies, all of my other things, keeps me too busy to really put energy into feeling sad about that. You're too busy to be upset about that one thing. And you're like, oh, I don't really have, get some hobbies. Do the things you've always wanted to do. Stop waiting. And for anyone that's sitting there thinking, that's easier said than done, this video wasn't for you. Because I've been yapping for a long time. And if you haven't retained a single piece of advice that I have said, you don't want to hear it. And all I can say for that is, you're going to figure it out one way or another. So you can figure it out now, or you can figure it out when you're depressed about that thing that didn't happen. But it brings you so much peace to feel like nothing can disrupt your happiness. You know? I think that's really the base of the problem, is you feel like that thing is going to make you happy. And if you're already happy, then you really got what you wanted, didn't you? You don't need that one thing. That one thing would be an addition to your happiness, but it's not your happiness. Yeah, like I could choose to be upset about some job that I wanted, okay? But I really can't be upset, can I? I just bought a new house with my fiance. We got 2 dogs, 3 cats. We are so happy. I'm so in love. I'm booked and traveling, if not every month, every other month, interviewing and working with big names and putting myself out there. I'm busy with music. I'm writing new music. I'm working on an EP, and that brings me so much joy. I'm happy with the things that nobody could take away from me right now. And that's all I want you to focus on, okay? Yes, that opportunity is amazing, but your life is amazing. You've got so many things you should be grateful for right now. You have things that you should be grateful for. You don't start being grateful once you get that thing. Start being happy now. It makes it so much easier when you do get that thing, because then you're like, oh, wow, like I've got so much great energy around me already. All of this is to say, I just want you to be happy, because I have been in that dark place, feeling like my value decreases if I don't get this thing. And I just want you to know that it doesn't at all, at all. And in fact, if you don't get that thing and you still keep going, your value increases, okay? Because now you're showing everybody you're hardworking, you don't give up, and you still go after what you want. And that's what you really want, right? You don't want shit to be handed to you. You don't. And even if you're like, oh yeah, like I wish I was born into money and I wish I... Doesn't working for it and earning it feel better? Because it does. So level up everything you possibly can right now, okay? Focus on you. Put all the energy you've been putting everywhere else, put that back into yourself, and watch what happens to your life. Watch what changes you see. Because when you go into this thinking, I have so much to offer this world, you will start seeing it showing up in your life. So change your mind to change your life. That is all I have to say for this episode. I've gotten extremely passionate about this because I do feel like I'm talking to little me. So, like I said, take everything I said with a grain of salt. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life. I'm telling you what helped me. Clarified that in the beginning. This podcast is extremely new to me. I don't have a posting schedule. I'm kind of just figuring it out as I go. If you have recommendations, you want to hear me talk about certain things, definitely comment. I do have a list of things that I have learned that I do want to speak about. And number 1 just got checked off the list. So I feel amazing. I hope you feel better after listening to this episode. And until the next one, bye guys.